Hey, buddy. You're always finding me. Nice to see ya. I was in the Air Force, and I was in there for 4 years. I was a hydraulic mechanic. I worked on C5s and 141s. I lost my home and my job, and it was kind of a little devastating. And no place to go, no place, so we just went out and tried to hook up with different organizations to get into motels, sometimes we slept in the truck.
The Supportive Services for Veterans Families program works to end veteran homelessness by providing a variety of services. Some of the barriers to connecting veterans to housing includes history of evictions, poor credit history, lack of sufficient income. So there's a variety of barriers that we have to overcome and, connect to landlords. Anything that's going to help the veteran maintain or acquire stability will connect them to. And it's on an individualized basis. There's not a cookie cutter approach that we use when working with veterans.
Catholic Charities differentiates itself in many ways from other organizations, and the fact is that we actually talk and meet with the veteran and talk about what their options are, what their benefits are, and from that point we're able to develop a plan. And for many veterans, it's the first time they ever heard that they have these other benefits or possibilities. But what's so important is the human contact, that someone actually will listen to them and talk to them.
I was in the United States Army from August of '83 to September of '86. I served overseas in Europe for 18 months and then stateside for the remainder of my tour. I knew I was going to go into law enforcement, so I worked several security jobs while I was testing in different agencies. I worked for the Sheriff's Department for 25 years. We did a lot of lifting, supplying ammunition to the ranges for training, and somewhere in there I just started to get like a stabbing pain in the left side of my back. And after retiring and the doctors determining I couldn't work anymore, I went back in to have them reevaluated at being permanently disabled. And when I went down and met with the gentleman from Catholic Charities at Hines, he had one of the social workers talk to us because he felt that we were in jeopardy of being on the street, literally. That's why we started packing everything up, because I was afraid my own department was going to come and evict me.
In one particular situation, the person was actually living in Texas, and they relocated to Illinois. They were staying with someone, and unfortunately that person's housing situation changed, so they were literally homeless, living in the car. When the veteran connected to our services, she was quite doubtful that we would actually assist her with ending her housing crisis. She had tried to connect to other programs, and they denied her. So it was quite difficult working with her in the beginning, because we had to be her hope. We had to actually, remind her and kind of to say, we're here, this is what we're responsible for doing, and we're going to do it. She didn't have hope. And then I got a call, and she was like, we just wanted to call and thank you, and thank Catholic Charities for all the services that you guys provided us.
I started calling around trying to get some type of help or assistance. We must have called like 40 different places. In January of 2015, we got hold of Catholic Charities. I initially thought that they would help us with a month's rent, keep us from being evicted, but they've gone way beyond that. They paid like 4 or 5 months' rent. And in that time, my daughter was working part-time when this happened, and now with Catholic Charities helping us with the rent, it gave us some time for her to find full-time employment where she could do from the house. So she's still here to help me, but yet she's able to do some work on the computer.
It was a big blessing, being a Christian as well. So I do know, that any type of like that is God sent. And when you got people that behind that, they've got to have a faith.
I am so grateful to all people who are donors to Catholic Charities to help our veterans' causes. You know, when you serve as many veterans as we do across Cook County and Lake County, and many of these veterans have served in many different combat situations, but it is really a privilege for Catholic Charities to serve American veterans.